Good morning, Misfits. Welcome to day 4 of Misfit Camp. Today is my day of programming. This has got a nice little nerdy spin on it, but I got to program outside, so as you can see, pretty cool spot down by the bay. We're gonna start off with some obstacle course races just to get them warmed up. I'm gonna talk to them about warming up and how much better you could do in an endurance event if you actually did it right, if you did the warm up correctly. So they're gonna row a 10K after that. Not a test piece, they're gonna have to start slower and build up faster, try to get them better. So that'll be the first piece this morning. Usual crew today plus team back bay. One of the top 1, 2, or 3 teams at the end once they put all the rankings together after regionals. So it'll be really exciting, and we got a fun little piece for you. The games individuals are going to race them with the worm, so that should be pretty fun to watch. Should be a great day. Alright guys, so we have, as most of you know, a 10K row after this. The theme of today is understanding how your personal physiology works, how your endocrine system works. So we're going to talk about warm-ups before, what they can do for you based on what the thing is that's coming up. So the warm-up here is you guys are going to pair up 2 people. Okay, you get to choose your partners. If there's an odd man out, we'll make a coach run it. You're gonna pair up with somebody and you're gonna race through the course. And what we're gonna do now is you're gonna start at the rings over there, and you're gonna run through the whole course like we just did. And then the finish line is gonna be this dirt path over here. So when you guys get off of that final wall right there, you're gonna sprint through to the finish. Hopefully you pick the right partner and you're close to each other, so it's fun. Who knows? The loser immediately goes over and does 20 burpees over the log. Okay? So
there's probably more on both sides.
Try to go hard. So the way that we're gonna do this, you guys are gonna race one time through, and while you're resting, I want you to work on lower body mobility, okay? Work on your ankles, work on your knees, work on your hips. When you go the second time, come back, work upper body mobility. Find something where you can do some stretches, get yourself actually loose so that the first 3,000 meters aren't, my ankles hurt, my knees hurt, my glutes hurt, my scaps hurt. Be warmed up, okay? You guys will notice a huge difference, especially at the beginning, of how much you don't hate it, whereas normally the first couple thousand meters are pretty brutal mentally. Alright guys, here's how this is gonna work. The team version. Team version is switch every minute until you get to 10K each. Add your times together. Each rower.
Oh, I was like 30.
60,000 meters.
I'll see you Wednesday.
So, individuals. A lot of people were basically listening to what I was saying this morning and then saying they weren't going to do it. That's not the point of what we're doing here. This is not a 10K test. This is 5 2Ks with no rest that need to be reverse splits, okay? Learn how your body works, learn what happens when you actually warm up, learn what happens when you actually oxygenate your blood a little bit. The worst thing that you can do is overshoot this, because if you undershoot it, you can just go harder in your final 2K, blast it out, you're fine. It's no big deal. So what you guys need to do is you need to say, I know for a fact that I can hold X pace for 35 to 40 minutes and then start a little bit above it and try to work just a little bit below it. That's really all you need to do. It's fairly simple, right?
We're doing it differently.
3, 2, 1, row! So we got the 10K started. Teams are there's 2 teams of 3. It's got to be mixed gender on the team, so they are switching every minute, so that's gonna get really nasty. We got 35 to 40 switches. It's a lot of switches, so the transitions are important. And they're obviously rowing quite a bit harder. Individuals are working on those reverse splits. I think that's really doable physically, especially, you know, with the way you're working your body into it towards the end, but really challenging mentally. You know, these guys are used to 21:15.9, go, 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 3, 2, 1, go. What's the time? So now they have to deal with 35 minutes, 40 minutes plus of hold the same thing, do the same thing. So a lot of mental toughness involved here, which is good. 10K done. They crushed it. Everybody learned something. That was kind of the goal there. Squat goals, a lot of fitness behind me. All right, guys, we're back at the Boulevard. We just watched Team Back Bay race these 6 individuals with the worm. That was really fun. The individuals actually did really well. It was pretty impressive how they did, especially after the practice. Now we're getting ready to do a workout. Individuals is 3 rounds, 50-foot handstand walk, run back to your plate, 30 plate burpees, and it's not jump on a plate, it's use the plate the whole time. So you gotta hold on to the plate through the push-up, hold on to the plate up overhead, then 300 feet, so 3 back and forth with the plate overhead running. Really just trying to fry their shoulders out. By the end, they have to kind of battle that, you know, am I breathing heavy, am my arms burn, that kind of thing. Should be fairly short, more of a test piece than a training piece. If it's a training piece, you know, maybe it's more rounds, less reps, maybe it's descending. So it should be really good. And then the team version is very similar. Gave them some worm clean burpee. I just tried to think of something that had a high cycle rate that they hadn't done before. So should be pretty exciting. They're trying to figure out some stuff right now, the team, and we'll get started soon. So just finished the 30-minute AMRAP of hill runs. I decided to jump in with the squat. Really rough. Basically the way that it worked, we did some, I'm sure Ted got some footage of it for you guys, we did some Wim Hof breathing to begin. Muscularly, obviously you need to do something, you need some sort of stretching, but what you can do for like your endocrine system, oxygenate your blood, get some CO2 out so you're a little bit more alkaline instead of acidic, is a breathing technique called Wim Hof breathing. So we're gonna do 3 rounds of that right now, okay? We're gonna do it together. I'll kind of teach you guys how to do it, and then for the second and third ones, you can kind of take off with it. We're gonna do 10 together. The way that he teaches it, Wim Hof as a person, is belly, chest, head on the breath. So you try to fill from the bottom up, and then let it, he says let it go. You breathe out, but you don't breathe out. So if I go, that's it. It's not let it out, but don't go all the way through. So we're gonna do 10 together. I'm gonna try to breathe loud enough to pace it, and then you guys can go into your 30 on your own. In. not through the nose. Nice big breath in through your mouth. So I'm gonna have you guys do 30 breaths, okay? 30 in, 30 out. On your last one, in even more. Let it all the way out. One more, all the way in. And when you let it out that second time after 30, just stop. Start your clock.
And hold your breath.
Start your clock after that last one and hold your breath. But I want you guys, the holding the breath part.
After you're out or when
after you're out, yeah. You don't have to blow it like out like crazy, but let the air out. Hold your breath, but stay really relaxed. You guys will go in and out of waves of like, oh, I thought I would have to breathe by now, but you don't. 30 in,
Hold it.
30 out. One really big one in, one all the way out, one really big one in. Let it out, hold it for as long as you can. Belly, chest, head, every time, all the way in, then just let it go. Stay as relaxed as you can. If it starts to feel tingly, that's good. You see a lot of you breathing through your nose. It's gonna be easier to get more oxygen in through mouth breath. I should be able to hear you breathing if I walk past you. And then we did a 30-minute AMRAP. Not really an AMRAP, but 30 minutes of hill sprints where to be able to sprint again, you had to get your heart rate back below 120, which wasn't quite as hard as I wanted it to be. Would probably need the hill sprint to be a little bit longer. But if that had happened, the intensity of the hill sprint wouldn't have been there. So I was pretty happy with the results in terms of the actual sprints themselves. And then obviously, you know, if you're gonna sprint, you're the type of person who can keep your heart rate really low and just, you know, tell the people, you know, take those extra few seconds, wait for somebody else to get done so you can race with them. But it was funny to hear what was hard for some people, you know, why it was hard for some people, why it was, you know, hard for others. And for me, it was 100% posterior chain. My glutes and hamstrings were so lit up from running up that hill. It was absolutely brutal. But I can say that having a group that big there it was really easy to push yourself because, you know, you could tell off the bat who was maybe more fast twitch than you know, some other people, but then the people that aren't fast twitch are the ones that can typically hold on to that like 80 to 90% every single round instead of going from like 100% to 70%. So, you know, it's no surprise at all that they're freak athletes, but it's still really a thing to behold. So really awesome day. Now I'm headed home to start cooking, doing a team dinner at my place, so we'll get you some footage there and maybe get a little recap of the day from some of the athletes. That concludes day 4 of Misfit Games prep camp. Did a team dinner last night and I personally couldn't film running around. I was at my house, so running around cooking, getting everything ready, and then I didn't do a good job of handing it off to the athletes. So there isn't any footage from it, but I can tell you it was a blast. I love having these guys up here. Love having them at my house. So we had a really good night. It was a lot of fun, even though I had to grill in the rain and then I burnt my hand and threw the tongs into the woods. It was funny. So it was a really awesome day. I had a lot of fun programming it and then, you know, seeing it kind of come through. So fun to have Team Back Bay in town. They are very impressive.
impressive as a team, and that like true team sense, impressive athletes. A lot of, they got their, head on their shoulders, they've got a great coach. So that was a lot of fun. Fantastic day. We'll see you guys tomorrow.